Tilbrook's debating society, Cicero.
British parliamentary is one of the most popular debating formats in the world. First practiced by British universities, it soon gained favorability all over the world, promptly becoming a tournament standard. BP format consists of 4 teams, of which 2 teams support the motion being debated, while the remaining 2 oppose said motion. We firstly have the opening government and the opening opposition, followed by the closing government and the closing opposition. Every participating team consists of 2 speakers, with each speaker being given 7 minutes to convince the judges of their arguments. After the Prime Minister, representing the proposition or government, has opened the debate, the leader of opposition is given the opportunity to start their team's case, whilst also being free to respond to the Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Minister can likewise offer counter-arguments as well as extend upon the arguments of the Prime Minister. Finally, the Deputy Leader of Opposition defends the case of opening opposition so far, and can also add to it by offering rebuttals. At this point in the debate, the opening half of the debate has finished, and the same format repeats itself for the closing half. In response, the member of opposition starts the case of their team and is followed by the government whip. Lastly, the debate ends with the opposition whip. The whip speakers are not allowed to bring forth any new ideas or arguments. They can, however, extend on previously given arguments or analysis, as well as offer new rebuttals to pre-existing arguments from the other side of the House. Their job is to summarize the debate as a whole, explaining to the judges why their team comes out on top with the best arguments. Not only does this include the other side of the House, but also their own side. Why has their team offered a more valuable contribution to the debate rather than their respective opening half? After all the speakers conclude their speeches, the judging panel will compare and contrast and rank them accordingly. Naturally, for a team to take the win, it must beat the remaining 3 teams. In order to promote interaction between the teams, debaters are strongly encouraged to ask questions to the opposing side of the House. These so-called points of information can be offered during each speech, though not within the first or last minute. The first and last minute of each speech are considered protected time. It must be noted that the speakers are not obliged to take any POIs, but must remember that it can be held against them by the judges if they don't. Hence, speakers are encouraged to take at least 1 POI during their speech, that is, of course, if one was offered. Speaking of the POI itself, a POI is allowed to take up a maximum of 15 seconds, which is enforced by the judges.
Here, we have a stage POI. As the speaker is giving a speech, a member from the opposition is seen to be raising a question. The question in this case is immediately taken by the speaker. After the opposition asks the question, the speaker contemplates a response and delivers it. However, when another question is raised, the speaker is allowed to refuse it, as it can be seen in this video as well.
To increase one's chances of winning, we would recommend presenting clashes, especially in the whip speech. Clashes are points in the debate where both sides disagree fundamentally. We shall consider an example to make this more clear. Imagine a debate motion which says, "This House would ban smoking." The government would say that the people who smoke are doing so because they're addicted and need a strong reason to stop. Whereas the opposition believes that smoking is something people choose to do, and with enough commitment can stop on their own without needing to be forced. Notice that both teams are presenting a narrative that completely contradict each other. This is what we call a clash. Is smoking truly a free choice? As a speaker, it's useful to highlight these disagreements in your speech, while also explaining why your team is more convincing on the issue. If done right, you have now given the judges clear reasons to make you the debate's winner. Thank you so much for watching. You can find more information about us through our website or by contacting us on our social media apps like Instagram and Facebook. We hope to see you on our debate nights every Thursday.